Welcome, everyone. Are you excited? Well, I am. Uh, so, uh, talking about some technology, some crazy stuff. Do you like this floating 10 sign? It's actually created in SVG. So it's an SVG graphic. We applied some jQuery on top of it. Uh, and it was about 6-hour project for us. Uh, we deployed really quick. And basically, the logic is how the high-performing teams deploy their software quicker. Uh, and that for this whole event, that's what we try to do. For every single thing, we try to push the limit, deploy everything quicker. And towards the end of it, when we go through the demo, you'll see what we were trying to do. So Addteq completed its 10th anniversary. We started as a DevOps company before even DevOps word became very popular. We used to call ourselves the configuration management company. And we focused on continuous deployment more than continuous integration because everybody back in the days always talked about continuous integration, but nobody focused on continuous deployment. But I believe that's the biggest problem than continuous integration. Continuous integration is easier because you're building your software somewhere in your build shop. If it takes a little longer, it's fine. But when you're deploying your software, look at Google, you look at Facebook, they're always pushing new releases, but they never go down. But many banks, many other companies, they always talk about, what's my outage window? 6 hours, 12 hours. And people think that's normal. It shouldn't be. And we are trying to bridge that gap. So today we're going to talk about the secret of high-performing software teams. After me, there'll be Atlassian talking about how they do it. There'll be Sonatype talking about how they do it. And Puppet will be telling how they do it. And we have one of our consultants from MetLife who will be talking about how they implemented the solution and took their teams forward. So what happened in the last 10 years? Obviously, we were doing some cool stuff. We became partners with Atlassian 3 years ago. And as of today, we are considered one of the top 10 partners in the US. We became platinum experts. And we became the first platinum expert in India. And right now, we are looking at China and a few other countries. So I have a little video of how we came from day one to today. Wasn't that cool? So 10 years, we brought so many things into how the software deployment works, but that's present. The future is how the next generation takes it forward, how each and every child in this world can embrace technology. We talk about, oh, we can do this, we can call Uber from standing anywhere, we can take a picture and post it anywhere. But there are many people in this world who don't have enough money to support themselves. And those same people don't have enough money to send their kids to school. And who knows, one of those kids could turn out to be next Einstein. And Pledge 1% is one such organization formed by Atlassian and Salesforce for companies to pledge their 1%, their product, their equity, or just employee time to help these underprivileged kids and help them take forward. I have two personnels from Pledge 1% over here, and if everybody wants to talk to them and get more information how they can pledge their 1%, please do so. Please stand up so everybody know who you are.
Thank you. And we have a little table up there, so please, we encourage you to come by, and we'd be more than happy to share information. Thank you so much.
Now, Atlassian had their own reason for Pledge 1%. In Addteq, we also have our own reason for Pledge 1%. This is a picture taken in Dharavi, Mumbai. It's one of the biggest slums in the world. There are about 1 million people, and some people, they live in a space this big. And I was born 1.5 kilometers from this space, less than a mile away. And as a kid, I always noticed that some people, they make about 300 hours salary in a month. So they have no way to send their kids to school. Kids start going child labor from birth, pretty much. And there is no way for those kids to become engineers in life. And at that time, we started our own program to help to bridge that gap. So when these kids, they go to engineering school, we cover their full sponsorship and make sure that at least we can make certain number of students who really excel in their education can give something back to the society. So what is Pledge 1%? I already talked about it. And Pledge 1%, there's another cool thing about what I found out the other day, that Pledge 1% plans to educate about 15 million people by 2020. It's a good number. So in 2016, Addteq started Iris Foundation. So Iris Foundation will be official sponsor of Room to Read. We we pledged 1% of our products sold on Atlassian Marketplace. So every time our product is sold for, let's say, $100, $1 will go to Room to Read. Uh, the second thing is the Iris Foundation will give full scholarship to students uh, who excel in their high school, but they don't have enough money to pay to go to engineering school. And we will pay their fees right from day one till they become engineers. So let's move to the next part, the demo. Do I need to do something? All right, something fancy on the screen. What is it? People realize, some people probably know this logo. So we wanted to create something fancy for this demo. We created 4 Docker instances. It's a Docker cluster running a web application, and it's getting hit by real-time traffic from all over the world. And these instances right now are configured to run 4. If one instance goes down for whatever reason, we consider the complete node, complete cluster to be unhealthy. So why don't we go ahead and remove one instance manually? All right. So then one of the node got removed. You saw. Now you can see only 3 fishes floating around getting hit. But that's not fun. Let's do something fun. We connected that to Amazon Echo on my right side. And not only connected that to Amazon Echo to provide us the status of what's going on, but also bring up an instance for us. So let me go and ask Echo what's going on. So Alexa, ask Code Factory the status of my Docker cluster.
The cluster is unhealthy with 3 active nodes. A Jira issue demo 104 is associated to this problem.
So one thing which I did not tell you was a surprise that it also is connected to Jira. And it created Jira issue demo 104. Let's go look at it. What exactly is in demo 104? This screen looks familiar. Since everything is coordinated by Code Factory, you can see the reporter of this issue is Code Factory. It's not assigned yet. It was created a minute ago when it detected that the instance went down. It also took the logs from Docker, posted that as a description. In my summary, I have time when the node got removed from my cluster and all that good stuff. So at this point, if I'm a low performing software team, what will I do? All my service desk people will start running. Start calling people. Oh, node is down. But we don't want to do that. We want to do something fancy. Alexa, ask Code Factory to add a node to the Docker cluster.
New node has been added to the cluster and issue demo 104 has been resolved in Jira.
My issue is resolved. Nobody had to wake up at night, and everything works. So, if anybody has a question on how this thing works, I'd like to invite CTO of Addteq, Himanshu, so he can go in the details of what we were doing, how we were doing it, and how you can do the same thing.
So, hope everyone liked the demo. So the architecture was pretty simple overall. We had a service running in AWS Lambda, which works to provide the custom skill to Alexa, and that's how the voice commands work. You don't need to use Lambda if you want to build custom integrations with Alexa, but that's something Amazon naturally recommends, and it's more convenient to use AWS Lambda to build your custom Alexa integrations. For the Docker cluster itself, we are using Docker Swarm, and we built a custom Python REST API that controls the Docker Swarm. And as for the visualization, we're using a custom library on top of d3.js. So all of these three parts come together to basically have this demo. So in short, that's how the demo works. Afterwards, if you want more details or want to chat about something else as well, we'll be glad to talk to you. Thank you.
So not only this, we also created some more commands, and if anybody wants to play around with Alexa, Alexa, stop. If anybody wants to play around with, I won't call her name again. You can do that. We have a series of commands. You can ask her questions. She will answer you. You can ask her, what was the last comment on my Jira issue number this, and she'll read out the whole comment to you. You can tell her to create an issue. You can tell her to resolve an issue. You can add notes. You can remove notes. And if somebody wants to see how to do it, we have our engineers who can also show you how they did that. Thank you.